In the world of comics, things get bonkers when we go into space. Some of the most powerful beings exist beyond our little blue and green sphere. So I'm Adam Andrews with Top 10 Nerd, and this is the top 10 most powerful cosmic level villains. Number 10, Brainiac, the collector of worlds. Kinda like those weirdos who collect snow globes. Brainiac is considered one of Superman's stronger and actually not boring foes. Brainiac's level of intellect supersedes humans by several centuries of advanced knowledge. He's so smart that his intelligence actually creates his other powers, if that even makes sense. For example, he can interconnect his consciousness with other computer systems, possess other beings, and even transfer knowledge and information to himself from others. Now, the original Brainiac's purpose was to capture cities and assimilate knowledge in order to gain power. Part of his operating procedure is collecting civilizations for study and preserving his knowledge of alien species so that he remains the most supreme being in the universe, and then destroying planets and galaxies in his wake to prevent the knowledge from spreading. Now, because of his ability to interface with networks and possess living organisms, he has become basically omniscient. Brainiac has gained the ability to spread like a virus and hold massive influence over entire populations. It has even learned from his encounters with Superman and developed countermeasures to thwart the Man of Steel. Number 9, Galactus. The being formerly known as Galen of the planet Ta lived before the modern cosmos, in the previous cosmos actually. Galen gestated with the sentience of the universe for billions of years, transforming into the devourer of worlds, finding sustenance by ingesting entire planets, preferably those with living sentient beings that have much more energy for him to harness. When Galactus destroys and consumes planets, he is sort of bringing balance to the universe. Kind of like how life is given and taken every day on Earth, which makes him an essential part of the universe. He's known for the destruction of the Skrull Empire and has attempted to devour the Earth so many freaking times. And I guess other planets for that matter too, or whatever. Galactus is also famous for his heralds, such as the Silver Surfer and the Cosmic Ghost Rider, and so many others. And while they are all powerful beings themselves, usually even before they gain the herald power boost, they don't hold a candle to Galactus himself. His only caveat is that Galactus' power depends on his planet's consumption. So a weakened Galactus has been killed before, but if he eats like 4 or more planets, he's been able to defeat multiple mad celestials all by himself. He's powered by food, and I think pretty much all of us can get behind that. Number 8, Thanos. Thanos, who made his debut in Iron Man number 55 in February of 1973, has only one goal, and that goal is to conquer the galaxy. If you are only familiar with his movie adaptation, then you may not know that comics Thanos is not really much of an altruistic dude. The Mad Titan doesn't seek to eliminate half of life in the known universe in order to create a better one, he simply wanted to impress a girl. But not in the same way you might think. Thanos has a thing for death. In fact, he fell in love with the Mistress Death, who is the physical embodiment of death in Marvel Comics. Now, to prove his love, he was going to destroy all the life in the universe, and that's what led to him assembling the Infinity Stones and trying to wield the Cosmic Cube. He's really just a cosmic level serial unaliver, if you want to call him that. Thanos was born on Titan, a moon of Saturn, and is technically an Eternal, but he possessed a deviant gene which made him very different looking. Now, he was bullied for this as a child, and as such, Thanos distances himself from his society, and even starts dissecting animals, doing all that creepy stuff. He has gone far in his obsession with Mistress Death, kidnapping his own mother and dissecting her, training his daughter to become an assassin, and even sending a targeted nuclear strike at his own homeworld. He has the power of telekinesis and matter manipulation, has superhuman intellect, can master any technology, time travel, teleport, and is an incredibly powerful and scary dude. Number 7, Knull. Knull existed long before even the Celestials in the 6th incarnation of the multiverse, where he existed in basically nothingness. But when the Celestials created the 7th multiverse, Knull was mad that he got woken up, so he created the all-black Necro Sword and beheaded a Celestial. For this insane feat of power, he was banished to a void, where he works on the sword, and eventually he goes out into the universe killing various gods until he loses the Necro Sword to Gore the God Butcher after he's defeated by an unnamed god. He then goes on to make more and more symbiotes, yes, like the symbiotes like Venom, who all shared a hive mind under the control of Knull. They eventually rebel and imprison Knull inside the symbiote homeworld Clintar. In the 2020 King in Black story, Knull is brought to Earth and faces off against all the heroes. He's one of the strongest villains in Marvel. He is immortal, super strong, instantly heals, can create an unlimited amount of symbiotes made of the living abyss, some of which have been incredibly powerful on their own, and can control them all. The Silver Surfer had to use all the reserves of the power cosmic to just temporarily stop Knull. Thor using the power cosmic and the Thor force was no match for Knull. He was awoken, enslaved, and controlled Celestials, and even defeated Sentry, ripping him in half and absorbing the void. The only thing that defeated him was Eddie Brock's Venom wielding the Unipower, which is Captain Universe, the protector of the universe, and the opposite to everything pretty much Knull represents. Number 6. Urizen. In the world of Image Comics Spawn, Urizen is a dark entity whose status rises above both heaven and hell. He existed since the dawn of time before either of the realms and was initially one of the elder gods of the universe. Urizen existed to provide balance to the universe in life and death. He consumed the souls of the living in order to maintain this balance. Now, as both heaven and hell sought to fight for the souls of the dead in order to wage war against each other, they both saw Urizen as a threat. They weirdly joined forces in an act of desperation and seal the Elder God away so that they can keep fighting? I guess? Maybe I'm understanding it wrong, but basically, this primordial being can't be killed or defeated. It takes a literal act of heaven and hell to even lock it away. Once devils from hell unleash Urizen, he begins a rampage in the modern time. As an Elder God, Urizen not only has limitless strength, but he can bend the fabric of reality and time, which is a level of power hard to even understand, really. Even Spawn was defeated in his battle against the entity, but luckily death doesn't really mean anything to him and the undead warrior returns to the fight. But still, there's no way to actually kill Urizen. Spawn's only hope is to seal the Elder God away for another inevitable rampage down the line. Number 5. The Chaos King. While he is relatively obscure, he is nothing to scoff at. Amatsu Mikabashi, first appearing in Thor Blood Oath number 6 in 2006, is the Japanese god of chaos, evil, and he was an aspect of the cosmic being Oblivion. Mikabashi ruled and thrived over the earth when it was nothing more than a formless void of primordial darkness. And as such, his goal now is to put an end to creation and bring about a new age of chaos and void. He is a primordial being who was imprisoned in Yomi, the Shinto underworld, where he remained for centuries accruing an army of Oni, which is Shinma demons, and other monsters and stuff like that. During the events of Ares, god of war, Chaos King attacks Olympus after he had defeated and controlled the Japanese pantheon after the fall of Asgard during the Ragnarok event. This is what kickstarts his mission in Chaos War, where he slays the Egyptian gods, the Celtic gods, the Shi'ar gods, the gods of Zen law. He takes out Nightmare in the Dream Dimension, destroys Mephisto, and casts Mistress Death out of hell, making her literally run away. Oh, and he releases the souls of the damned. He has the power to defeat eternity and is practically unfazed by attacks from the likes of Zeus, God Hercules, Galactus, Silver Surfer, and Thor could not defeat the Chaos King. To win, Hercules had to punch him into a portal to an endless void of nothingness, and this was after he had destroyed 98.76% of the universe. Damn. Number 4. Darkseid. In the New 52, Uxas, who would become Darkseid, whispers doubt into the ears of the gods, sending them into a war with each other, which is when he takes them out, and steals their power, making himself the first of the new gods, quote unquote. He has immeasurable strength. He is immortal, nearly invulnerable, surviving an explosion that could destroy existence. He wields the cosmic Omega effect, using Omega beams to hurt Superman and even the Spectre. He can remove people from existence, and using the Omega Sanction, he can trap people in an endless loop of increasingly horrible lives. Telepathically strong enough to control the population of a planet, he can use telekinesis, teleport, control the time stream, and manipulate matter. He's super smart, has advanced technology, and controls Apocalypse and the army of parademons. But almost everything he does is through avatars he creates, because he is the embodiment of evil. He can do anything he wants to and can never truly be defeated except for true form Highfather. Darkseid's motivations are rather simple: conquer and control all life by unlocking and solving the anti-life equation, something DC fans saw him actually achieve in last summer's Final Crisis. What makes him fun is that he chooses to manipulate events from the shadows, allowing his minions to act on his behalf, which always makes it more fun. Number 3. Dark Phoenix. The Phoenix Force is a multiversal entity that represents the sum total of all life that has ever, currently does, and will ever exist in the multiverse. It has a constant source of power that will pretty much never cease to exist. The young Jean Grey had a friend named Annie who died in a car crash, and when Jean tapped into Annie's dying mind, she was overwhelmed by what it meant to die. She sent out a kind of psychic signal that the Phoenix Force picked up on from space, and that psychic signal showed that Jean was a perfect host for the Phoenix. When they eventually did bond in the Phoenix Saga, they temporarily became the Dark Phoenix after the entity felt intense human emotions like love and hate and loss, something it never felt before. The Dark Phoenix has immense telepathic and telekinetic abilities, being pure psychic energy, but more importantly, she had control over matter itself. She gives Jason Wingard cosmic awareness, completely overwhelming his brain, and defeats the X-Men hella quick before she flies off across the cosmos, destroys a whole star, dooming an alien race to extinction. She can wipe out the Earth and the solar system easily if she wanted to. The Phoenix is an intense threat and has been involved in so many stories. Number 2. The Beyonder. The Beyonder is a singular entity with no duplicate versions of himself in other universes, similar to the Phoenix. And a lot like the Phoenix, Beyonder is basically like a baby in that he is a younger member of a race called the Beyonders that are a near omnipotent alien race from a dimension outside of the multiverse. He is himself basically a whole universe. It's really hard to explain. But as he observes Earth and the Marvel Universe and the various races, he grows kinda curious, and the Beyonder decides to study and analyze life and humanity, good and evil, and conflict. And to that purpose, he pits Earth's mightiest heroes and villains against each other in the Secret Wars. Now he did this by destroying an entire system of planets and creating battle worlds from the remains and from parts of Earth. So that's one level of power. Beyonder's powers surpass that of Eternity and the Living Tribunal, and he is capable of manipulating reality to his will, being able to pretty much do whatever he wants and grant himself any power he wants. It's more nuanced than that, but it's incredibly difficult to explain, and I only have a limited amount of time, so sorry. Number 1. The Anti-Monitor. The Anti-Monitor was created by Marv Wolfman, George Perez, and Jerry Ordway, and made its debut in DC's Crisis on Infinite Earths series. But his story actually begins billions of years ago with the creation of the multiverse. When a scientist named Krona, who's a guardian of the universe on the Green Lantern world of Oa, tries to use a device that would allow him to witness creation itself, a massive explosion occurs which basically alters the creation of the universe, giving birth to the multiverse. Among the countless alternate realities created in this incident was the Antimatter universe, which is the birthplace of the Anti-Monitor. Now the Anti-Monitor embodies evil and seeks to conquer all of existence, while his brother, the Monitor, embodies goodness and watches over life. But that was changed in the New 52 and then again in DC Rebirth. But I gotta tell you what this character can do. The Anti-Monitor is a being of extraordinary power who feeds on the energies of destroyed universes. Now these energies further increase his power, allowing him to manipulate reality and even travel through time. He can also unleash his energy as bolts or shockwaves to attack his opponents. The Anti-Monitor possesses incredible strength, stamina, and durability, and can even grow to be hundreds of meters tall. He also has an army of shadow demons from the Antimatter universe at his command. However, the extent of the Anti-Monitor's power is dependent on his energy levels, which can be drained in order to weaken him. Still, only another cosmic being like the Monitor or the Spectre is capable of opposing the Anti-Monitor at full power, and even they need help from some of DC's top heroes to put him down for good. Whew, okay, lots of powerful villains out there. Some so cosmically scaled it's kind of hard to call them villains, they're kind of more like forces of nature. But what did you think? Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe here at Top 10 Nerd. I've been your host, Adam Andrews, and until next time, peace out, nerds.